Hi, this is an analysis of book number 7 about how 12 weeks can change your life. And you know what? They'll really change it. So right now, let's take a closer look. I've written down some interesting facts for you which, by the way, can be implemented very easily and simply. And let it be now, on Friday. Let the world wait. Clubs, bars, restaurants, girls, but then. Let's start with a simple one. Rather, this is the first point, not to implement it directly, but to think about it. Just listen to it. The first point. We have two lives. Didn't you know? Action is the boundary between the life you have now and the one you want to live. When I read a seemingly incredibly simple thought, I thought, wow, it really is. In fact, each of us paints a picture of an ideal future. And you have a lot of abs there, and your cans are generally cool. But if you're a girl, then you're just irresistible. In general, the ideal picture of the world. Class. I doubt that in a perfect picture of the world, we are so, well, mediocre. We are always super at everything, in money, in the respect of others. And do you know what separates you from this picture of the world? Actions. And when you realize that you just don't have enough action, then some ephemeral image of an ideal life becomes much closer. So think about it. You'll have a second life. You just don't know about it. More action. Point number 2. Well, now in short, there will be practice. Give up annual thinking. Don't set plans for the year. Set for the week, for the day, but not for the year. We like to be late. Now we don't have 12 months, but 12 weeks. In short, this book is just automatically cool because even its title changes the worldview, and everything else. Do you know why? When I read it, I just didn't understand why I lived like this. Really. Think about it. We, our mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, great-grandmothers, they always knew that there are 12 months of the year. Great! Who invented this? In fact, there are no months of the year. Well, there's December, January, and so on. This was done in order to simply simplify things. Well, the calendar is hanging fine, but in fact, the year, and life do not have any kind of time. And if we live by the principle that a year is not 12 months, 12 weeks, then we will have much more time. I'll fix it now, because it's a little more detailed. Oh, I'll tell you in more detail later why you need to stop there. Point number 3. Remember, 3 words. This is the formula. Thinking, the first word plus action, the second word, and the third is equal to the result. To get the result of a champion, be the champion of action thinking. Here, well, he's a real tough guy. Look, after all, how do we see the champion? There he is. The camera is on him, putting a medal on him or giving him a cup. And we think, here's the champion, handsome. But in fact, everything starts with the fact that you need to be a champion of thinking from the very beginning. With thinking, you just need to want to. Do you understand? No. Mind. You can't be such a baby right away. Be born, and you get the result you're a champion. You need thinking first, and then action. And to become a champion, you must first become a champion of thinking. Develop your thinking, which is why you are listening to a podcast now. You are already getting better, and then a champion of action. Imagine if you set a certain bar for yourself, the more actions you do, the faster you will achieve your result. For example, if you have a task, I don't know, 2 meetings a day. That's 2 meetings, 22 meetings. That's it, champion of action. Think about it. Break it down into simple parts. And this formula really works. 4th, treacherous bitch December. We are working much more efficiently to summarize the results at the end of the year. There is no miracle on December 31. We have endowed this day with magical properties ourselves. Bullshit. December 31 does not exist at all, but for some reason, we make our dreams on this particular day. That's why most people make dreams, and another category of people who fumbles a little bit, and you too sets goals. And why December 31st came in? In general, you can set these goals and objectives every day. But for some reason, we gave this day a magical power. But this is all fiction. Get used to it. Just think about it. If you have your own December 31 in your 12-week year, you will be at least 2 times more likely to set useful goals for yourself. Item number 5. Difficulties on the way cause discomfort and a desire to postpone indefinitely. Well, you agree that. Then let's go. Something doesn't work out right away. Discomfort and difficulties. Think about your global goal and think about whether these little things are worth giving up on your dream forever. Well, let's use your example. I want to become a billionaire. Not just for the sake of money, but simply because money is, alas, the measure of success, and I want to become a serious pepper. Here. And I have a lot of difficulties on the way, and you have a lot of difficulties on the way. But if I fall all the time and it hurts, I don't want to go any further, then I probably won't come anywhere. And if at the moment of pain I ask myself if the pain is commensurate with my ultimate goal, of course not, it's minuscule. It's like a mosquito bit you, and you're Godzilla. You have to go all the way. Your goals have to devour. They just have to be real like Godzilla. I said it for a reason. I've stepped on my foot, on the pain, and that's it. We're moving on. That is, once again, is it bad, painful, difficult for you? Stop and think. Is the pain and discomfort stronger than your global goal? What if you don't have a global goal? Listen to all my audio recordings, at least. There must be a goal. Item number 6. What really motivates you in a sporting event? A count. This is what keeps the tension going until the end of the game. Come up with your own point system to add interest to the business. In short, I'm not an athlete, but really, I don't like football, hockey, basketball. I don't like all this massively. But if you think about it, well, how would people go to football or hockey in order to understand whether yours won? Well, to get emotions in order to understand whether your team won or not, and how to understand the score on the scoreboard. So here is a small score that you can keep by yourself. Or telling your significant other about it, there will add intrigue and interest to moving on. Think about how to add it. That's a question for you, because, alas, I can't get into your head and figure out what you're doing. 7th. The 3-hour method without noise. Here. I lived by it, but I didn't have 3 hours. What does it mean? Phone, email, Facebook, Instagram, messengers, everything, no need to reply. We focus on strategically important things and plans. Do you understand? People in our country are so used to it. They just have their hand already glued to the phone. That is, for example, if you wake up automatically in the morning, reach for the phone, then hit yourself a little on the head with something preferably solid, because technically there is nothing wrong with that. Well, a phone is a phone, but globally, when you are already in the morning, when your consciousness is clear, you have not yet woken up. You pour a bucket of water on yourself in the form of informational noise, and you have a vacuum. It's just that your motivation is flying out of your other ear. So, let's do it. You know what we'll do? We're a challenge. You and me. Seriously, you and me. You and I will try for 3 hours tomorrow not to reply directly to Facebook or to not on Instagram, not in the mail. Do not answer anywhere, preferably also on the phone. By the way, I don't like talking on the phone. No problem at all. I turned on the airplane mode on my phone. Great. Try at least this way. For example. I hope that you take an example from me. That's such an tautology. I don't watch the newsfeed anywhere at all. So are you. Let's at least just try for 3 hours together, not answering anything tomorrow, and you'll see how your life will change. Then, when we have lived 3 hours without noise, we allocate 30-40 minutes for communication, that is, for answers, so that mom does not go crazy. What happened to us? This needs to be done, okay? Next, 8, stay in the game area. When you're resting, rest. My goodness. This means that, for example, in the last year in general, in an hour I completely turn off Wi-Fi, telephone airplane mode, and relax. I read a book or, I study with a girl or a cat, or pleasant other things. It's the same situation here, that if we don't rest and periodically look at the phone, then our brain is in constant tension, and this tension affects the fact that we somehow get more nervous. More tired, we don't give space to just recuperate. I don't want to turn on such, strict grandfather and say, put the phone away, fuck. But if you kind of realize this for yourself, then believe me, your life will change. I've been living like this for a long time, but I've been doing it for an hour. I'll try to do a little more. The main work needs to be done earlier, not at night. And remember what old Steve Jobs said, you don't have to work hard, you have to work with your head. Well, point number 9. When does a champion really become a champion? Do you know when? Not at the moment when he crossed the finish line, or he scored a goal. No, he becomes a champion long before that. When does she give herself a promise? And now, I have goosebumps on my leg, because when you sincerely and truly tell yourself, the plaque flies again, when you tell yourself that I will become so-and-so, so-and-so, and you believe in it, you already become a champion in the state, and the result in the form of a cup, money, a vocation. This is the result. You become a champion sooner. I hope that you will write out these 9 points and do it. I really hope so. See you.